Hello, it's Bal Gaming, and today we have a very special video coming for you. I'm finally going to 5551, my Maggrat, talk a little bit about Mag Zayda and viability for the upcoming season. See you soon. Alright, it's Bal Gaming back with another video, and I'm going to just show you my current Maggrat setup in Zayda, and talk a little bit about artifacts, pets, and its use probably in the upcoming KVK. As you can see, the very important thing you have to do with Maggrat and Zayda, which is probably the best archer march in the game currently, is do not unlock the fourth skill until you've maxed 555 for the first few skills. Now this is because the fourth skill is a skill that's for garrison, and so as an open field player, if you max the first three skills, you get much more of a benefit than risking a skill getting put onto this. So as you can see, I only 3-starred in order to not unlock the fourth skill, and that way with my dailies and universal gold tokens, I was able to get this to 545. The awakening is quite strong. You get an extra amount of damage, but obviously that requires an extra almost, I think it's 390 tokens. So if you're a low spender to a mid spender, I would try and get 5551 Maggrat ASAP and not worry about the awakening just yet. So the exciting thing today is that I only need 2 more tokens to complete this. So let's get this done right now and use 2 of my tokens, G3, to get it done. Lovely. So as you can see, I'm now 5550, which means I can now unlock the fourth skill. And that's important because of the new way mastery skills work in Season 1 Calling of Courage, Season of Strife. As you can see with mastery skills, you can equip skills which you've unlocked. For example, I'd really like eventually to put this skill, 15% physical attack and march speed, onto my Maggrat. And in order to put this skill onto a champion, like with Lilia, for example, I've now put that skill onto her second skill, which replaces the Darkling skill. And similarly with Maggrat, I want to put a good open field skill to replace the fourth skill. But you have to unlock it, obviously, for that to happen. So let's start this hero up and get it up to 4 stars to unlock the last skill, now that I have the first 3 skills at 555, which means very soon we'll have a 5551 Maggrat. Let's upgrade all this. Lovely. Okay. Awesome stuff. We now have that done. You can now see my Maggrat is 5551, which is really nice. So my Maggrat is 55551 and my Zayda is 5151. I was quite lucky with this. I really do like this skill the most. This gives me 30% physical attack and 10% march speed. And if I add a fourth skill that gives me more attack and more march speed, this march becomes very quick. The other skill which I'm going to consider putting on there, which might be my first priority onto Mag Zayda, is if you have maxed the Kinara ability, there's an ability called Provocation, which gives 20% normal attack damage and 10% less hero skill damage. This is everything you want on Mag Zayda. You're getting more normal attacks for the normal attack damage, and you're more tanky with less skill damage. So I might put this skill, Provocation, and I recommend you do so to replace the last skill on Maggrat, the Garrison skill. In terms of artifacts, I'm currently running a level 5 Shadow Blades, which is pretty good. I would highly recommend you either to use level 5 Shadow Games, or if you have Heart of Kamasi, which is this ability, this artifact here, level 3, 4, 5, you can consider using this. This gives you 22% physical attack and increased normal attack for 10 seconds, which is really, really nice. And you could consider this as a great artifact to use. The other good artifacts to use, you could also consider using the crossbow, which is the brand new artifact from last season, which is really good. Other artifacts obviously include Viola's bow, but I'd highly recommend you either to use Gilded Crossbow, Heart of Kamasi, or to use something like Shadow Blades as a good option. In terms of pets, you can either use at the moment Night Rock, or you can use Sand Lizard. Sand Lizard gives you a lot of nice healing, whereas the Rock gives you more critical and also damage. But from what I've heard, apparently, some people say that this ability, in terms of the damage factor, doesn't work because it's a rage skill, and given Mag doesn't use rage, this skill might not actually work. So you might consider using a Sand Lizard instead, just in case that's true. And as you can see, I have a pretty decent Sand Lizard with good skills. My stats aren't too good, but my eventual plan is to upgrade this Sand Lizard, which has amazing stats, as you can see, almost max intelligence, and I'll need to get this 2-star and then upgrade this to make it my new pet. That's more of a long-term plan, as it can be quite expensive to get all this done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see, I now have a pretty nice archer march, which I can now use in the open field. Note that with the removal of long-range warfare, archers now will have much shorter range, like back in Season 1, 2, and 3, which means that they're going to be targeted as they walk forward much further than your mages. So keep that in mind, as you might be getting hit a lot more with archers, which makes the viability of using something like a Kinara Husk as a more viable counter-attack build, as opposed to a more glass cannon DPS build like Maggrat Zayda or Sin Frey, particularly if you're running one Archer March. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Peace out.